Bore da. Good morning. How are you this morning? My throat is suffering a little bit. I'm sorry. I was shouting a little bit too much on Saturday. I'll let you decide why that might be. All to no avail. I had a lovely time though. I went to the rugby, in case you can't make any sense of that. I went to watch Wales, who had a cracking first half and a disappointing second half. But as I've been saying to my children for a very, very long time, well, it's a game of two halves. And now they understand what that phrase means, I think. I really admired my children, particularly this son I went with. We really had some hope, and I watched him believe that we could win. And I then watched him cope with the defeat and find good in the defeat. And the good was that he'd spent the day with me and that we'd seen so-and-so do this move and that move. And he just managed to find his way through it. And I was very proud of him for that. And it got me to thinking about Advent and the way that he's just waiting for Wales to just finish the job and have a good win and shine like they did in his junior years. And waiting in Advent is a similar sort of wait, really, a wait of hope. And we know what's coming, so that gives us a bit of an advantage over how those people had to cope with the prophecies before Jesus was born. But yeah, we enter this season where we have to pace ourselves. We won't talk about that anymore because I've got too much to do. I've worked out if we have Christmas on about the 8th of January, I'll be ready. So yeah, we're pacing ourselves and we're doing it with anticipation and with lots of joy, I hope. But also some of us are acknowledging that this Christmas is going to be the first one that's different for reasons to do with loss, perhaps, or changes in circumstances. And all of that kind of goes into the mix of this preparation time that we have. So I dug into the prophets because they were the people that foretold the coming of Christ, and people had to get excited and wait in anticipation without really knowing what they were waiting for or when it was coming. And I wondered how they did that and whether we could learn anything from it. I found a single verse in Isaiah that just made my heart go, oh, wow. Sometimes you can reread something and think, oh, I'm sure I've never heard that bit before. And here we are. Here's a bit I hadn't remembered or hadn't heard. Well, definitely hadn't remembered because I've read this. It's from Isaiah 40. It's a big old book, Isaiah. He prophesied a lot. And it's verse 31. And it says this. Those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. He gives power to the faint and strengthens the powerless. I've tagged on a little bit of verse 29 there. I just love that idea that they'll mount up with wings like eagles. That makes me feel like we're just going to come up as this big, strong mass that when the time is right, will be ready to fly. And that kind of ties in with the whole story of our own ability to grow into who God's calling us to be, and that we might start with baby steps and we might be at a bit of a run now, some of us might still be on our hands and knees crawling. But the ultimate aim is that we will be like eagles with wings that will soar and lift us up and take us to the fullness that is intended for us. I just find that whole picture beautiful. And I love this idea that in Advent we're preparing and waiting and anticipating an opportunity for us to get a little bit closer to being those eagles with wings that soar. I know it's very poetic and it may not suit some of you, but I think there's something in it. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. And so when we're feeling sort of pulled down, and when we're not sure that we've got the energy we need, or that we really want to do it, or how's it going to work because we haven't got this and we haven't got that. Actually, I think Advent offers an opportunity of hope for us all, wherever we are. I'm not suggesting we're all going to have a whoopee-doo time. I'm just thinking that wherever we are at this moment, as we approach Advent, we may feel a strengthening from God. We may feel that we're not as faint and as weary as we were. And we may understand a little bit more about growing those wings which are preparing to unfurl. Listen carefully to the stories of Advent. Do your preparation with love, and we will walk this together with joy, with joy. Whoa, right. I think that's it, don't you? I'm in Ludlow today with my cell group from when I trained. So I will be praying for you and praying for all sorts of things that are on our hearts at the moment. I hope you have a good day. Lots of love and God bless. Bye-bye.